We wonder all the time, when is the fatigue going to set in? It hasn't happened yet because things have been on I would say, a steadily improving trend, both in terms of economic outlook. Obviously, there's debates. It's debates within the Fed, as we saw yesterday. But the uncertainty certainly leads to a little bit of delay in terms of decision making. So we look at some of our clients, whether they're Western or developed economy companies or companies operating throughout the emerging markets, they're just holding off on their investments to see where's it going to come out. But the fact is that the tariff noise, at least for the time being, is settling out. A lot of detail yet to be worked through. But nevertheless, I think confidence is building, investments are coming. It's reflected through to our business. Well,
if we break down that uncertainty, what worries you more, US tariffs or falling rates?
I mean, falling rates, all else equal, is a challenging thing for a bank in the short term. But we also know that simulates investments. And fundamentally, our bank is about investing and trade, right? That's whether it's at the individual level or the corporate level. So falling interest rates would certainly support the investment decisions that our clients are making. And it would impact our NII, net interest income, on the margin. So I won't say we're indifferent, because in the short term, certainly that period of zero interest rates was very difficult for us, as it was for every bank. But that's not where we're going. A little bit of topping and tailing. I think we're actually in the sweet spot right now.
And when you look at the share price, I'm not going to use the C word that you once used to describe it, but you're up more than 30% this year. It's past the level when you took the job and then some. Are you happy with this now?
Yeah, I'm happy with the progress. I'm happy with the progress for sure. I also look at our bank and say this is a bank that's growing its operating earnings in reasonably substantial double digits. We've been growing at 20 or 25% for some time now in terms of our underlying earnings. And I think that can go for some time based on the investments that we've been making for years. That should come through to our stock price over time. So I don't get too obsessively focused on the stock price day to day. But of course, I'm happier at 1370 or wherever we are rather than 6 when I used a bad word to describe our share price.
But how much higher do you think it can go?
I think by most relative measures, we're relatively cheap. So compared to other Asian banks, for example, or other even European banks in some cases. So I think we can go. We have
what would be fair?
I'm never gonna predict a stock price. Look, what I focus on is growing our income, our customer satisfaction, managing expenses, keeping risk under control, and returning excess capital to shareholders. That's what we focus on. The stock market is going to take care of the rest.
I want to talk about how Standard Chartered differs to some of your big competitors, right? We had HSBC earnings yesterday. You're starting to plot a kind of different course to some of them. I think about the return to office, for example, HSBC ordering MDs back. Are you seeing your option to hybrid work as a really valuable way to attract talent over your competitors?
It absolutely is. But here's the secret. Our MDs want to come to the office, right? They come to the office because they collaborate, they manage their people, they lead teams. But if they need the flexibility, they can get it from us. Now, you've got to have an agreement with your manager. I mean, you don't get to set your own schedule. So there's a discussion. But no, I think we find... Look, we work with adults. The adults can have an adult conversation with other adults and decide how they're going to best manage their team, how they're going to collaborate. It's working for us. How other companies make that work, everybody's got their own recipe.
Are you working hybrid, Bill?
Yeah, here I am. It's at 6:30 in the morning. I'm sitting in your studio. I'm not in the office slaving away behind my laptop. I work from home from time to time. If I come in from an overnight flight someplace, or if I have a meeting in the West End, I live in West London. Yeah, sure.
You've got to lead from the top.
I also, my agreement with my boss is that I come to the office 4 days a week. I think I probably average a little bit higher than that.